Hello, I'm First Class Maid Phoebe Head here at the Titanic Museum attraction. And today I would like to share the story of the West family. Now this story is about a family from England who's coming over to America on board the Titanic. They're traveling in second class. Now it's Mom and Dad and two little girls, Constance and Barbara. Now the reason they're coming over is because Mommy has discovered she's expecting. And they want to make sure that the new baby is born in America and that the girls are educated in America as well. So they sell everything they own and they book tickets on board the ship. Actually, they booked tickets on another ship, but there was a coal strike taking place and a lot of people were transferred. It was a nice little upgrade, really. They ended up being second class on board the Titanic. While on the ship, Constance is 4 years old and Barbara is only 10 months. There's about 24 other children in second class, so there's a few people to play with. But the little girls stay mostly with their parents. Now the night of the sinking, they're all tucked in bed because it's almost midnight. And Mommy and Daddy wake them up. Well, Barbara's only 10 months old. She has no idea what's going on. Constance is only 4 and she's very confused. But Mommy and Daddy help them dress, put on all their clothes, and Daddy scoops them up and they make their way up to the deck. Now when they get out onto the deck, they're loading people into lifeboats. Well, Barbara's kind of fussy. She's only 10 months old. And Daddy realizes we've left everything we own in the cabin. He hands his daughters over to his wife and says, "Stay here, I'll be right back." And he rushes back into the ship. While he's gone, they start loading the lifeboat. So Mom steps in with the two little girls and she waits for her husband to come back. Well, they start to lower the lifeboat just as he appears at the railing. And he says, "I'm sorry, I have something very special that I have to give to my wife." So, well, you climb down the rope and give it to her, I guess. So he reaches out and grabs the davit rope. And he climbs down to just where he can reach his wife. He reaches into his jacket and he pulls out a thermos full of warm milk. The baby was fussy because she was hungry. They don't know how long they're going to be in the lifeboat. So he hands the thermos of milk to his wife. He says, "Take care of my girls." And he steps back on board the Titanic because they're not allowing the daddies into some of the lifeboats. Well, Mom and Constance and Barbara, they all make their way off the ship. They get to the rescue ship Carpathia. They get all the way to New York in America. And Daddy's not with them. And Mom decides it's just not the same. So she takes her girls back to England. In September of that year, I'd said Mommy was expecting. She gives birth to a little girl who she names Edwina, after her father Edwy, who she would never know. Barbara was only 10 months old when Titanic was lost. She wouldn't remember her father either. Even Constance at 4 years old, she might remember a little bit, but not much. But the thermos that he went back to fetch, Mommy kept that their whole lives. It sat on the mantel. And if they ever wondered who their father really was, all they had to do was look at it and remember that his last action in this world was to just bring a little bit of comfort to his girls with that thermos of warm milk. So that's the story of Edwy West and his two little girls, Constance and Barbara. The older of the two, Constance, she was very involved in charitable organizations like the Girl Scouts and some of her local charities. Barbara actually became a phys ed teacher. She was known for wearing bright red lipstick. And she was actually one of the last survivors. She passed away in October of 2006. It was just after we opened our museum. I love this story so much because we actually have the thermos that was passed down through the family. And when you have a room full of people and you're telling them a story like this, and then you show them that thermos, and you can just see their faces, and they know exactly what you know. His last action in this world was to think of his daughters. And they see that when they see that thermos. And it is such a powerful story that goes along with that artifact. It's one of my favorites.